there's something to be said for a game that knocks you on your ass. About how it takes your breath away and gives you that little buzzy feeling in your head that surges through your brain when you know you're having a good time. Any third-rate dude shooter can drip-feed dopamine from the inherent satisfaction of killing a guy named Mike Pence 22, but Battlefield 1 owns that shit. You're not a crouch-sliding, leaderboard-topping dickhead sounding off cliches at the end of every round.
Well. That was fun.
You are a living human being in a barren hellscape of thoughtless machines that can and will kill you the instant you breathe weird. You're vulnerable and you live at the mercy of the tanks, planes, machine guns, and snipers who get to choose whether to kill you or the equally helpless dude standing 7 feet to your right.
Oh, yep, ow.
Look at that! If I had started running a quarter second sooner, my head would be a cranberry-flavored garden sprinkler. But the beauty of living only by the screw-ups of the people missing your face by fractions of inches is that it gives all the more power to those primal, unrestrained moments where your patience, caution, skill, and pure dumb luck give you the edge over someone. Yeah! Get the fuck out of my face! Come on! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Hold still, you little shit! Yeah! So, if you couldn't tell, the combat of Battlefield 1 is nothing short of spectacular. Through the unrelenting gunfire and mindless carnage that this game cultivates so thoroughly, you'll always find comfort in some dorcas who let their guard down for 2 seconds. Battlefield 1 thrives on these moments, not content to just let you kill a dude, get whooped, and respawn, but always giving you opportunities for some unforgettable badassery that you'll be bragging about for weeks. Like, sure, you can always throw your corpse into the Rhino crash and secure a frag or two, but when you really earn it, the catharsis of a nice, thorough melee kill, the dopamine shot from that little red kill-confirming flash, and the headshots. Addiction never felt so good. The game may have a server cap of 64 players, but I swear to God, when even half of those people end up in the same firefight, it feels like 200. Cause when you look around and see bullets and shells and beaten sticks all clashing off of people's faces, you really get that terrifying yet colossally majestic feeling of being part of some greater battle that so many games fail to emulate. And Battlefield 1 accomplishes that so effortlessly through its brutally simple design. The game only throws you 4 classes to choose from, each with enough differences to make that decision a meaningful one, but never so many to distract you from the simple joy of ass-whooping. The assault class is for when you want to get up in people's faces and tear their balls off like an orangutan on bath salts. You got the best close-range weapons like shotguns, explosives, and semi-dysfunctional 20th century SMGs, so yours is the honor to be the first one into the fight and the first one blown out of it. As such, it's a testament to Battlefield 1's game design that the class that's made to get busted like a jar of nuts every 20 seconds still manages to be the one you see 50% of your teammates playing, cause it's a good frickin' time. In contrast, Medic is generally going to get played by about 3 people on your team at best. And what makes that funny is that if your team really wanted to win and even like 10 people went Medics, you'd never lose. The class is, by design, the strongest role in the game by a mile, with recharging health packs, consistent mid-range rifles, and the ability to completely reverse devastating blowouts by reviving hordes of teammates. It's a great move on the developers' part, designing medics as one-man armies with the knowledge that gamers will actively avoid the decision that most benefits their team. I'm no better though, cause support's my favorite role in the game and it's no contest. Because you support your team by having a machine gun. You set up camp in a good spot and mow crowds till you get bored or somebody shoots your face off. And when that gets old, you can go for the in-your-face approach too, but a lot of the heavier machine guns come with the bonus feature of literally 0 accuracy. So if you want to avoid the hassle and play support as a more standard frontline role, there's more mobile machine gun options, and at that point you might as well just become Assault 2.0 and put on the limpet charge. And finally, the last class is the Sniper, which yeah, it's the Sniper. I could get into detail, but I want to make a transition to map design now, and you don't want to hear the only person on planet Earth who uses the trench periscope talk about how it's underrated. From the choke point heavy Argonne Forest to the completely effed up Zeebrugge where both teams have to fight over a submarine hangar, choosing a map in Battlefield 1 feels like picking a difficulty preset somewhere between chill and oh my god, this is what hell is like. As an example of what to expect on the chill side of things, we got St. Quentin Scar. Decimated wastelands sketched with trenches and rubble contrast an idyllic farming village on the edge of a 20th century cityscape. High points like rooftops and windmills give perfect sniper sight lands, while houses and elevated terrain make life a little easier for frontline infantry. There's plenty of room for tanks and transport vehicles to dink around without getting stuck, and the planes can mind their own business for the most part at the leisure of a few sparsely placed anti-aircraft guns. Not that that gives them the pass to let their guard down. But as far as godless war zones go, it's a generally laid-back experience, and it gives you a little of everything there is to love in this game. But if you want to get crazy, take a chance on Amiens and you'll notice that you are now playing a completely different video game than you were 10 seconds ago. Ground units push up through tight streets using abandoned trolleys and food carts for cover. Tanks squeeze between buildings at the mercy of sapper crews hiding in the windows. Where the last map almost felt like a sandbox, this one feels like a meat grinder. Every shift in location feels like you're playing a whole new version of the game, and it can swap from an arena shooter to a dogfight to naval warfare in a span of minutes. If all that weren't enough, each and every round creates a visible sense of progression through the game's completely spectacular environmental destruction mechanics. Each location starting off as some relatively untouched place of daily life and ending, without fail, as a monument to the careless travesty of war, is an absolute masterwork of game design if you can avoid thinking about it too much. Houses collapse, cover is destroyed and simultaneously created through explosions. Decimated vehicles slowly begin to litter the previously unscarred landscape, and then, the behemoth. If one team's gotta lose, we might as well make it fun. And given that team an unstoppable death machine that ensures the utter destruction of any remaining property value on the map is a good way to go. For one team, the behemoth is a chance to pay back the rat bastards who've been racking kills at a statistically significant discrepancy for the last 20 minutes. And for the rest, it's a huge-ass boss monster to sink damage into. It's a great way to shift the tides for a hot minute, and even if a gigantic destroyer vessel doesn't change the outcome of a game, a leg up never hurts. And when the behemoth is finally destroyed in a spectacular explosion of awesome, would you believe me that the debris stays around as a permanent level hazard? It like forms itself around the environment and it still doesn't even have janky vaulting hitboxes. Don't look at me like that, that's the coolest shit you've heard all day. Sometimes all these little details even culminate into their own spectacular experiences, like pushing over these empty desert dunes in thick, heavy fog, and if you listen, you can hear the behemoth in the distance tearing your team a new trench network. Dude, I would reinstall Halo Infinite if that game had anything that even went 10% this hard. I mean, really, while we're on the subject, the unsung hero of Battlefield 1 is its sound design. An overheating machine gun sputtering to chug out bullets can tell you exactly how many shots it has left. That beautiful crunch from beating a dude's face in challenges you to get in there and make it happen a second time. If you do it with the gas mask on, your hearing's muffled so it brings out the sharper noises even more. But why are we even talking about audio design if we're not going to get into the voice acting? Blood was shed to get these in the recording studio, and you're gonna have one heck of a time convincing me otherwise. Yeah, you know, that doesn't surprise me. So many intense moments that I've had playing this game have been born from the visceral dedication of the voice actors. Screams of rage and pain and terror all coalesce into a heart-pumping jungle juice of non-exclusionary testosterone that gets you hyped up to kick ass. And that feeling isn't an accident. It took the passion of so many people working on audio, graphics, environments, mechanical design, everything to make a project like this come together in such brilliant form as it has here. And the whole package makes Battlefield 1 one of the only games that reminds me why AAA studios exist in the first place. No matter how many times I put it down because it's like 100 gigs and I need the space, I keep coming back because I've never played anything else like it. Hell, I have 100 hours in Battlefield 5, and even that game, which tried to just be the same thing but in World War II, was missing something that it could never replicate. It was all in the heart. Battlefield 1 has so much going for it, but that irreplaceable quality that brings it all together is that it cares. It cares that even if you're just a single soldier in a war that takes you to every end of the world, you never feel like you're just a piece of the machine. That your strengths, your individuality, and your potential deserve to be seen. And seriously, it's just a really fun game.